Hello, and welcome to day 3. This is a launch we've been excited for a long time. We're going to launch Sora, our video product. And we'll talk a lot about why this is so important and so exciting, but first, it's so cool, we just want to show it to you. So we'll look here at a little bit of what the Sora product looks like. This is the feed. You can see videos that users have been generating. And we'll talk much more about this later, but just couldn't wait to show you a little bit. So video is important to OpenAI for a lot of reasons, but I'll talk about 3 here. 1, we love to make tools for creatives. It's important to our culture. It's important to how we hope humans will use AI. And this is one in particular where there's a new kind of co-creative dynamic that we're seeing emerge between early testers that we think points to something interesting about AI creative tools and how people will use them. Second, we don't want the world to just be text. If the AI systems are primarily you interact with by text, I think we're missing something important. We want our AIs to be able to understand video and generate video, and I think it really will deeply change the way that we use computers. And third, this is critical to our AGI roadmap. Video will be an important environment where we're going to learn, or the AI is going to learn a lot about how to do things that we need in the world. So I'm going to hand this over now to Aditya, who leads Sora, and Bill, who leads Sora Research. They're going to tell you a little bit about what went into this, and then after that, we will have the product team come up.
Thanks, Sam. Guys, today is finally the day that Sora will be available. We're launching Sora both in the United States as well as most countries internationally later today. You can access the model at Sora.com. This is a completely new product experience from OpenAI, built for the ground up for video generation. The best part is that if you have a ChatGPT Plus or Pro account, that's all you need to get started. You don't have to pay extra for Sora. We're including it in the accounts you already have. To do a deployment this broad, the Sora research team had to do a ton of work finding ways to make the February model we previewed way faster and cheaper. They really delivered, and today we're launching Sora Turbo. This is a new high-end accelerated version of that original Sora model, and it has all the capabilities that we talked about in our tech report on world simulation earlier this year. This includes things like generating videos from text, animating images, and a ton of video-to-video features, like remixing into new styles, extending forwards and backwards in time, etc. Some other folks are going to show you this in just a few minutes. As Sam alluded to, we started the Sora project at OpenAI to build AI systems that really deeply understand the world and its physics. We're really just getting started here. This early version of Sora will make mistakes. It's not perfect, but it's already at the point where we think it's going to be really useful for augmenting human creativity, and we can't wait to see what the world is going to make with Sora starting later today. Aditya?
Hi, I'm Aditya. I'm really excited for this release. OpenAI has had a multi-year-long history of training state-of-the-art models that have pushed the boundaries of what's possible to do with visual generation. However, we feel like for further advances in visual generation, we need breakthroughs both in machine learning and in human-computer interface design. So it's for that reason that I'm really proud of the product that we've built, and I'd like to hand things over to Rohan and Joey, who can tell you more about it.
Hey, Rohan. Hey, Joey.
Hey, what's up, Sam?
I'm excited to show this product off. Go ahead.
Let's do it. I'm Rohan. I lead our Sora product team.
And I'm Joey. I'm the product designer on Sora.
All right, Joey, get us started.
All right. I'll kick it off by talking a little bit more about Explore. Explore is the place for inspiration. It's a feed of videos shared by the community where everyone can come together and explore the capabilities of this powerful new model. And we know that these models, especially the first time you use them, it can be hard to understand just everything that you can do with them. So creating a space where people can come together, learn, share techniques, share methods, felt really exciting, but also really important to us. And so you can see just scrolling through here, you can be inspired by all of these amazing videos. And I saw one up here. If you see one that's particularly interesting to you, you can click into it and view it in a lightbox. And at the bottom of this lightbox, it'll show you the exact method that was used to create this video. Whether it's simple text prompt, an image extension, video extension, or one of our other more powerful creative tools, you can take this methodology and learn how to incorporate it into your own creative workflow. So without further ado, I'll kick it back to Rohan to do our first generation.
All right, let's head to our library. You can think about this as your home base in Sora, where you can view all your generations. You can slice the view here a couple different ways: a grid view, a list view. You can create folders, you can favorite things, look at bookmarks from the feed. All minor organizational touches, but show that we really care about empowering storytelling and real use of this product. All right, Down here, you'll see our simple composer. Here, you can create a video by simply describing it with text or uploading an image. Sam, you got an idea for us?
How about some woolly mammoths walking in the desert?
All right, woolly mammoths walking through the desert. Love it. Let's say woolly mammoths walking through a desert landscape. Let's maybe make it a wide shot. Cool. And before we fire this off, I want to touch on some of the options you'll see down here. Aspect ratio. So Sora can generate from horizontal aspect ratios to square to vertical. It can generate in resolutions from 480p up to 1080p. It can generate from 5 seconds up to 20-second videos. And you can also generate multiple variations at once. So you might not know exactly what you want out of this description, and Sora might take in a couple different directions. Variations let you see a couple of options. We'll do a 4-video variation here. And last but not least, there's presets. Sometimes you might find an aesthetic or style that you really love, and you want to capture that in a reusable component and apply it to a ton of generations. You can do that. You can create your own. We have a couple defaults here: stop motion, balloon world. That's a crazy one. Highly recommend it. But let's fire off this gen, and then I'm going to hand it back to Joey to talk about Storyboard, another really awesome feature we have.
Awesome. Thank you, Rohan. So Rohan just showed how you can take a general idea and send it to Sora and have it create an entire set of beautiful videos. But today we're excited to talk about an entirely new creative tool that we're introducing, a more advanced tool that's still very early, but something we're calling Storyboard, that lets you direct a video with multiple actions across a sequence using a familiar timeline. So I'll click in right here, and I'll tell you a little bit about Storyboard. At the top of the screen, you see the Storyboard cards. This is where you'll describe the environment, the characters, and the actions you want to occur at a particular point in your video. Below that is the timeline. You can see the outline of my entire clip, and this is where I'll sequence the actions in my video. And then below that is the creation settings that Rohan just went over. So I'll pop back up to the storyboard, and I'll set my first storyboard card in the scene. So I'll say, a beautiful white crane stands in a creek. Let's give it a yellow tail. Stands in a creek. So here, I can write as little or as much as I want. And the less I write, the more Sora will fill in the details. And the more I write, the more Sora will try to adhere to my direction. So in this video, I want this crane to be standing at the beginning and then dip its head in the water and pick out a fish. So I'll come down to my timeline, and I can click anywhere within the outline of my clip to add an additional card and give Sora those actions. So I'll come up here and I'll say, the crane dips its head into the water and pulls out a fish. So looking back at my timeline, I can now see at the start of my timeline, I've set the scene, and then at 5 seconds, the crane will dip its head into the water. And you'll notice that there's space between these two cards within the outline of my clip. That space is important for Sora to connect this first set of actions with the second set of actions. I can always adjust where I want these actions to occur, but giving Sora adequate time to connect these ideas is really important if you want a continuous shot. You can also have it make cinematic cuts by moving them closer, or move them further away and let Sora do even more filling in of the details. So I'll move this back to 5 seconds, and I'll fire it off. And we can review this in a minute, but there's one more storyboard feature I want to show that's really, really cool. And that's using image to create video. So in this first storyboard card, I'll go ahead and upload an image that I have on my desktop. This image is of a lighthouse. And you can see that Sora automatically put that first image into the first card. And then it created an entirely new card. And this is a continuation caption. Sora has looked at that image, and it has added an additional, in understanding the movement that we might want to make with this image, and it has filled out a caption to continue, or to turn this image into a beautiful video. So much like with the text, I can come up here and edit anything in this card. I can adjust its position. But for now, we'll fire this off and we can see how it looks. So I'm going to kick it back to Rohan to review some of these videos that we made.
Let's do it. Let's see. Let's check out those woolly mammoths. Let's see what we got here.
Amazing.
Pretty good. Pretty good. So here we can hover over our, our variations of this generation, kind of get a feel for which one we might like best. And then we can continue to refine this with Sora. So I think I like maybe top right.
Me too.
Yeah, all right, let's take a look at the top right. Now, this is cool, but now that I'm seeing the scene, I think it would be cooler if these woolly mammoths were robots. What do you guys think?
Great.
All right, let's do it. So Remix lets you just describe changes to the video, and Sora will do the rest. So I'm going to click Remix here and simply say, replace the woolly mammoths with robots. You'll see a couple familiar options here. You can create multiple variations. You can change the resolution. You can also tell Sora the strength of the remix you want. So if you want a big change in the scene, this is probably a significant change, we'll tell Sora, hey, give us a strong remix. If it's something subtle, like say you just wanted a little bit more wind in this background of the scene or more sand kicking up, you could go with a mild or subtle remix. For now, we'll kick off a strong remix. All right, should we take a look at your storyboard, Jens?
Let's see how the cranes came out.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So here, let's pop into one of these and we can see. All right, so we see about halfway through, my crane is dipping its head into the water. You can see if it grabs a fish. Oh, looks like it missed on that one. You can review another one of these too. But you see that Sora has taken my direction, and it's done a pretty good job at understanding exactly where it wants to go. And both of these cranes, they may have missed the
It got a little fish, that one.
Yeah, I got a little fish. But this is, again, something I want to point out, which half of the story with Sora is taking a video, editing it, and building on top of it. So the beginning of this video, right when the crane's head splashes in, I love this part. So I'm going to go ahead and use another editing tool here called Recut that allows me to take my video, trim it down, and extend it in a storyboard with even more direction. So clicking Recut has taken me into a new storyboard, and Sora has imported this video of the crane, and now I can see on the timeline my video here. I can scrub through it to review it, and I can also trim my video. So I think I like, actually I'm gonna take this first few seconds right until its head splashes into the water. I like that. And so much like in the other storyboard examples, any area that I leave empty here, Sora will seamlessly continue from whatever storyboard card I have in there. So if I want an entirely new ending, I can leave the end blank and I can go ahead and hit create. If I want an entirely new beginning, let's say I wanted this at the end of my scene, I can leave this here and maybe the camera will stay on the crane for a little bit more in the beginning. I can also move it into the middle and generate entirely new endings and beginnings for all of my videos. And much like the rest of the storyboard, I can always click to add more cards and give it more a direction. So let's generate a new ending to this video and we can see how it turns out.
Awesome. Cool, thanks Joey. While that's going, let's see if we got some robots. Oh my God, we did.
Amazing.
All right, we'll see that Sora here.
Oh, these are sort of like woolly mammoth-ish robots.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. So yeah.
That one walks like amazing, actually.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. It's amazing. So Sora took our prompt of replacing the woolly mammoths with robots and did just that. We click in, we can see the original one here. This was a strong remix, and we replaced the woolly mammoths with robots. Pretty awesome. Let's take a look at a couple of other features. Actually, quickly, let's look at your image-to-video generations here, Joey. Pretty cool. Some nice ambiance with this lighthouse.
That top right one's pretty nice.
Yeah, you get a couple different shots here with different sort of camera motion. And as you can see, you might not know exactly what you want. You could throw an image in there and see what Sora does. Kind of like this bottom right one rather. I think it would be cool as a loop. So one of our awesome features is, if you really like a generation, you can tell Sora, hey, I want this to endlessly repeat because it's so beautiful. And you can do just that with loop. So if you click into loop, you can tell Sora, where do you want the start of this loop to be? Where do you want the end of it to be? And Sora will fill in the gaps to create this sort of seamless repeated scene. You have a couple options here. Sora can add fewer frames if the beginning and the end are already pretty similar, or you can tell it to add lots of frames to try to connect maybe two more disparate beginning and endings. But Sora will do the heavy lifting. It's a really, really awesome feature. A lot of the artists in our alpha really love loop. Cool. Last but not least, I just want to quickly touch on another feature, blend. So you can think about Blend as giving Sora 2 scenes, and Sora will create a net new scene that is a cohesive version of both of those. It's almost like smashing 2 videos together in another dimension and then bring it back to this one. I'd never seen anything like it until I used Blend with our model. So if you click into Blend, you can choose another video from your library. We could blend the robots with the woolly mammoths. That could be a cool one. And there's a couple options here. I won't go into a ton of detail right now, but long story short, you can kind of dictate to Sora how you would like it to sort of blend these 2 scenes together. Some really awesome advanced features for our heavy users and power users trying to make a lot of awesome creations.
Can we do that one?
Yeah, we can run this one for sure. I think, translation blend is probably a good one for the woolly mammoths and the robots. Let's run it.
All right.
Awesome. Cool. So to wrap it all up, I'm going to come back to the featured feed. And you'll remember Joey was scrolling through these videos earlier. You might have seen at the bottom, storyboard. Now you know what that is. You can kind of uncover each of these generations in the feed and see how they're created. I love the feed because you can just find inspiration and then run your own remix of someone else's video.
In addition to the inspiration, I just find it so compelling to just watch. It's amazing what people are doing.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it really is wild. And that's Sora. That's kind of the end-to-end product. We're really excited to see what you create and add more features here and do something amazing, do more amazing things with Sora. But Sam, you want to tell us about availability?
Yeah, so this is going live today in most of the world, except most of Europe and the UK. Will be a while. We're going to try our hardest to be able to launch there, but we don't have any timing to share yet. And there are some other countries that we're not able to operate in. If you have an OpenAI Plus subscription, you get 50 generations a month. If you have an OpenAI Pro, you get unlimited generations in our sort of slow queue mode, and 500 normal, faster generations. You can also get fewer generations at the higher resolution. So, and anybody with any account can just enjoy the feed. We're really excited to see what you all will create. We're really excited to see kind of all of the new ways that this sort of new kind of entertainment and tool will be used. You all did incredible work on this. I'm super proud of the team. I love the product. Any closing thoughts?
Joey and I are just representatives of an amazing team here. I just want to shout out the research team that built this incredible model and got it to a place where we could actually serve it to the world. And our product team is a group of 5 or 6 product engineers that build this entire product in a matter of months. And obviously a village at OpenAI to support us to get to this point. And quickly on just kind of abuse prevention and safety, that's something obviously is in our DNA at OpenAI and we really care about. We obviously have a big target on our back as OpenAI, so we want to prevent illegal activity of Sora, but we also want to balance that with creative expression. We know that's something that will be an ongoing challenge. We might not get it perfect on day one. We're starting a little conservative, and so if our moderation doesn't quite get it right, just give us that feedback. We'll be iterating. Really, really, really excited to see what you create. Joey, any other final thoughts?
Yeah, I think maybe my final thought is, I think if you come into Sora with the expectation that you'll just be able to click a button and generate a feature film, I think you're coming in with the wrong expectation. Sora is a tool. It allows you to be multiple places at once, try multiple ideas at once, try things that are entirely impossible before. But really, we think it's something that's super, super special and an extension of the creator who's behind it. And so we can't wait to see what you create, and we'll be watching in the feed.
Yeah, to come back to the GPT-1 analogy, it's early. It's going to get a lot better. So, but we've always been surprised when we put things out, even in an early state, that people are able to get amazing performance and real value out of them. And yeah, we can't wait to see what you do in the feed later today. Thank you.
Thank you.